5 matches in about 3 weeks, including 4 on the road, so another busy run of play here. What's the approach for training with another congested run coming up, especially away from home?
Just trying to manage guys' load, make sure that guys are in the best physical condition. With a lot of games, with the heat, just trying to make sure that we're getting the stuff and tactical stuff we need on the field, but also not getting anybody to expend any extra energy.
Great. Well, I'll start with questions in the room. Ben?
Yeah, Rumba, I know games are kind of coming thick and fast here, so I don't know if you've had kind of much time to kind of look at big picture kind of progress of the group, but maybe what are some things that you've seen over the last few weeks that you have liked, and kind of on the flip side, what are some kind of priorities for you to work on?
I think that we just went over the post-Miami stuff, and you can see we created some opportunities, and we were dynamic in the way that we did it. Sometimes it was, we went through the outside channels. Sometimes we went through the center of the park. And so I think being able to have different ways to create chances is good, and I think it's something that we're getting better and better at. We also did go over some missed chances of us having opportunities where we were forcing balls and where we could be a little bit more patient and have better execution. So I think, we're consistently seeing progress, especially on how we advance the ball up the field.
Ben, go if you have another.
Yeah, kind of just looking at, I guess, Hany's performance recently. He's obviously had a few goals from the penalty spot, but it seems like maybe he's been a little bit quieter just on the stat sheet from open play. Kind of what have you made of his performance, and do you feel like there needs to be a little bit more, and if so, how do you get that?
No, I think that you still see every game he still, gets a couple shots off, but I also think, as we've advanced the ball and he's sitting in those pockets, I think he's also been really good at distributing the ball to other players to create opportunities, and so sometimes that goes, it's maybe negative on the score sheet, but I think still good overall for our team. So, but I also think if we're a little bit more, if our efficiency and execution is a little bit better, I think we can also create a little bit more for him as well.
Rumba, how different is this Columbus team from, being Miami and Columbus, perhaps the two best teams in the MLS, how different it is, their style of playing, how much does it fit better or not against your team?
I don't know if either one fits better for anybody in the league. They're both two really good teams that are different and dynamic, and are both playing really well, executing really well, and so they both present different but good challenges, and those are really good games to play, to see where we're at and see how we can fix our deficiencies or continue to work on the proficiencies we have.
When you look at the minutes that Forster's what was it in the game the other day, which is, a lot of people talk well about him, including yourself. Is he about to see more minutes in your mind, or how's it going?
Yeah, I think with the amount of games that we have, I think Forster's in the plans for us to always get more minutes and to get more time. And I think the more that he understands what the tasks and roles and requirements are of him at his position, not just offensively, I think he'll get more time. He's a good player, and he came into the game and did some really positive things and caused Miami some problems, and so he does the same thing at practice here and causing players problems. And so I think the more that he spends time with us, because he just came off of injury as well, I think the more that he'll get to impact the games.
Jacob.
Yeah, I guess Rumba, with again the 5 games in 3 week stretch, 3 of those games in the next 2 weeks being on the road. Do you see this as a bit maybe of a defining stretch in the season, just coming over halfway at this point?
I don't know. I didn't think about it like that. I just think about it as, I think we all try to make sure that we complete the task at hand before we move on to the next thing. And so I think we're looking for it as every game that comes up on how we make sure we're prepared as best as a team for that day.
And recently, you've had a lot of success with the formation with Sam Surge out in the left wing, and either Keel or Forster up at the number 9 spot. I guess is that formation that you see continuing with when you get a guy like Jacob Schaffelberg back from international duty?
Yeah, I think it's great that we can do that. I think we have guys like Sam, Jacob, Tyler, Hany, Forster, Teal that can also play different spots, and so I think it gives us opportunities and options to play against different opposition and to move those guys around. And I think even in games you see they move around at different times as well, and so it is a good luxury to have that Sam is willing and to do all the defensive work, do all the offensive stuff, and to play different spots.
Laura?
Rumba, given your background, your position now, how do you measure the non-linear nature of what success looks like in this league?
I think for me, because of that, being the development aspect and part of the club, I think getting to see the development is they're small. I mean, they're still big, but small wins that necessarily don't amount into wins and losses. I think like if you look at Josh Bauer has come in and has done extremely well and shown that he can compete and be very good right back in this league is a huge win for a young player and for the club. Seeing guys like Drew, seeing guys like Sam being able to move in. So I think there's all of these different team development things and individual player development things that because of those successes that they're definitely wins, especially for the long term for our club and for what we're trying to do for the rest of the year.
Yeah, kind of going off that and talking about development specifically, how have you seen Hany continue to put in that level of work and be that type of leader for this team?
Yeah, what's great is Hany does put in the work, after training, in games, and so you see that I think as the guys around him are developing and being more brave and confident, I think it's also putting him in different spots to affect the game, either individually or him to link up with somebody else and to affect the game positively.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thanks, guys. We're back with midfielder Hany Mukhtar. Hany starting, I think, 5 games in the next 3 or so weeks here, including 4 on the road. From your perspective and the team's perspective, how do you approach training with another busy run of play coming up?
Yeah, I think we have showed this season that we can get points away from home, and we had a big 3 points against Cincinnati, and I think Columbus, they're the champions, and I think this year we have to show it again, and they're a good team, they just won, but yeah, we have the confidence to beat them.
Great. We'll go ahead with questions in the room. Ben?
Yeah, Hany, just kind of looking at maybe the recent kind of tactical shifts that you guys have had under Rumba. I mean, Sam playing out wide, it feels like you're kind of more getting on the ball and maybe orchestrating things a little bit more than you have in the past. Kind of just how do you feel about your kind of role and how the team has looked?
I mean, I have played that position before in my previous clubs, and the good things, like you said, you get more on the ball. You can assist the guys, you can pass them in, and create chances. The downside is you're a little bit further away from the goal. Like I'm a finisher. I like to strike the ball, but they're always in every change. They're always positive and negatives, and I think anywhere where they put me, even as a goalie, or I will do my job and do my best, and that's why I'm here to help the team, and that's just my job.
Go ahead, another question.
Yeah, all-star rosters I think come out this week. Have you thought at all about potentially playing in another one and making it 3 straight?
Yeah, I mean, of course I saw the voting was out a couple of weeks ago. I think it's always special to be nominated for the All-Stars, and I mean it's one of the best events in the year. Playing with the best players. The last 2 years I had really good memories, and it was a lot of fun. So hopefully I'm in the mix.
Claire?
Hany, from the many times that you face Columbus here and there, how do you rank this team, the Columbus team today, for this game?
We know about their strengths. I mean, they want to play with the ball. They want to keep the ball. They want to create chances. And I think our biggest task is just to get pressure on the ball and not let them just dictate the game. Will be difficult, but it's a good challenge in front of us.
And then going back to the All-Star game, when you make it there, what's the part that's more fun for you besides playing in the actual goal? I mean, the actual game.
I think the skill challenge is pretty fun. You know, it's competitive, but you know, you have these challenges, and most of the time with the guys we do challenges before the game or before training. You know, like juggling the ball or first touch, and yeah, so it's always a very fun event. I like to watch it. I like to watch the NBA skill challenge, and I think it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to do it.
Jacob?
Yeah, Hany, obviously, you know, your goal scoring hasn't quite come at, you know, the rates coming, you know, previous seasons here in Nashville. I guess, you know, do penalty kicks like the one you scored on Saturday, do penalty kicks do anything for your own confidence as a goal scorer just in open play?
Yeah, of course. I mean, every goal counts the same, yeah. I will try to score more goals. Obviously, everyone who knows me, I want to score goals. I want to be involved in goals, giving assists, and yeah, I gave a little bit more assists this year. Yeah, of course, my job is also to score goals.
And I guess what are just overall maybe the biggest differences in the overall attack under Rumba that you've noticed?
I think the biggest difference for us is that, you know, we want to be more active with the ball, and you know, we also want to create chances out of the open play. You know, we want to keep the ball a little bit more in ball possession. Yeah, just dictating the game. I think it is an important piece to our development in the future to just make the next steps. And I think every beginning is a little bit hard from a very, you know, like we played more transition and we were very successful in that way, and now shifting into a new, more aggressive way of playing. But I think for our future and the process, it will be very beneficial.
Laura?
Hany, how do you kind of measure the non-linear nature of what success looks like in this league, the ups and downs?
Yeah, it's a very long season, to be fair. So every year you have ups and downs, and I think in the end you measure success in winning the championship or making it to the playoffs. We have done it all 4 years being in the league, but I think this year we first want to make it into the playoffs, and then we go game by game. And yeah, we always said, like, at one point we want to win a trophy. That's the ambition of the club. That's the ambition of us as players. And yeah, we have to make the right steps in the right direction.
Go ahead, Laura. Do you have another?
Yeah, in terms of your leadership with the coaching change, have you done anything different in terms of how you've been trying to get everybody on board with Rumba's message?
Yeah, I think he has really good ideas, and the way of playing, I like it. I'm always more for playing more with the ball. It makes football or soccer more enjoyable. But in the end, we are result-based environment, and you know, we have to get the results. And in the end, we always want to get the 3 points. There are different ways of being successful. But we saw it with Columbus last year, a very dominated team with the ball, and you know, they won the championship. So that's the goal where we want to go in this direction. And I think he has brilliant ideas, and he's a very good man. I mean, I know him from before, and yeah, we support him, and we try to bring his idea on the field.
Go ahead.
Hany, I'm just curious, how much of the Euros have you watched, and do you think Germany's going to win it all?
I think a little bit too much, if you ask my wife, but yeah, I mean, next game on Friday, Germany against Spain, they both look good. Yeah, I mean, I love the Euros. I think it's amazing. It's in Germany. All my friends are at all of the games, and it's a really fun tournament, I think, especially because these countries are all so close to each other. You know, like, and you see full stadiums. You know, it's not that difficult for Netherlands people to come to Germany, or for Polish people, or, you know, like, it's just so close to each other. They can just hop in the car and drive 7 to 10 hours and they're already in Germany, you know. So it makes it easier. And yeah, it's top quality, and you just enjoy it. I mean, yesterday the goal from Bellingham last minute, and like that's just why we love soccer. And my mom sent me a text after this goal. She said like that's why I love soccer, and that's exactly it. It's so like unpredictable, and yeah, it makes soccer great.
Go ahead, Connie.
Hany, going back to Nashville, I mean, you've been here since day one. Better seasons, not so good seasons. This one's been tough because of injuries and a lot of stuff going on. At this point of the season, how do you feel as one of the leaders of the club, the confidence of the team altogether before you make the last runs for the playoffs?
I think, yeah, confidence is always one of the most important pieces to a team, to a player, and of course, it comes with results. Your confidence grows, but I think in general, we are a very confident team. We have the experience. A lot of the players have been with us from the start, and yeah, if like I always say, if you win 2-3 games, all of a sudden everything shifted. And I think before the Miami game, we had 7 points out of 3 games. We are back on I think 6th or 7th position. So if we can get a couple points in the next games, we are in the mix, and we are all of a sudden, like in a position where we can make it to the playoffs and yeah, go from there.